how to pre-qualify potential window cleaning clients for my window cleaning business. So I got called to do a quote today for residential window cleaning. So I looked it up online. I couldn't view the property online. So I sent a text message back to the client, to the potential client. And I said, I wasn't able to view your property online. I'd like to see your property in person. I can be there today at 4 p.m. He texted me back and he said, sure, I'll be home. I was like, great. So I went ahead and arrived at the property. It was like at 3:50 p.m. And I went ahead and rang the doorbell. And I said, hi, sir, this is Eddie Aguilar with such and such window cleaning. And I'm here to provide you with a window cleaning quote. And he was like, great. And then I was like, okay, if it's okay with you, I'd like to walk the exterior of your property and I'll knock on the door when I'm finished. And he was like, great, I'll be here. So I walked around the exterior of the property. I went ahead and counted each piece of glass. I call them window panes. You may call them window panes too, but I charge per window pane. And that's each piece of glass. So the client had, it's an easy house. Like I'm gonna be done like 3 hours, if that. Most likely 2.5, 3 hours, if that. I'm not sure exactly, but about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. It's a good money. So I was like, okay, so you know what? I'm gonna, this looks like a house that's gonna, if I land this house, I want to land it at $350. And my mindset when it comes to landing jobs, like if you see me working, that means I'm making money. I'm not going to somebody's house for the fun of it. I'm not going to clean somebody's windows just to say I cleaned somebody's windows today. That's my mindset. When I start the engine on my truck to go to somebody's house, you know, it's because I already went ahead and assessed the potential client. Where's the house at? What kind of community is it? Is it a house that I actually want to do? You know, I'm looking at the text message or the call or the voicemail to go ahead and see, is this person professional? The way that he's, you know, writing me on a text message or his voicemail. What's his tonality? You guys kind of got to like look into that. Like, I want to see what kind of potential client this is. Because is this somebody I even want to invest any effort in or time in? He checked all my boxes that I needed to check, and that's why I was here to go ahead and give him an in-person quote. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and did a quote right now. And blame myself for a client having a huge property or for a client having a big house. You know, I never try to give them a discount because they got a lot of windows, because it's not my fault you bought a big house, and you know what I mean. So what I do is I just count the windows and I got my price. That's it. And then once I count the windows and I get my price, I also add surcharges on there. I don't tell the client. I don't tell the client that, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to sit there and itemize everything. Give your client or potential client a quote and see what happens. It's not like it's not a huge deal. It's your business. You do it how you want to do it. If you don't want to itemize a quote, then you don't have to. That's pretty simple. You know, I always say, like, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So I try my best to be comfortable with any scenario, you know what I mean? So like, if he says yes, cool. If he says no, cool. Like, you know, he's not my client. We're not a good fit for each other. You never want to be at somebody's house that doesn't want you there, or who wants you there but doesn't want to pay for your services or the price that you have given or quoted, because then you're going to run into problems. Believe me, I've been there and I've done that. And it's just not a good feeling. It's not a good vibe. It's not good energy. You don't want to do that. So, you know, you got to give a price. If the guy's like, hey, when can you do it next? Or like, when can you do it? Or like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna ask for some other quotes, or let me talk to my wife, or whatever the case is. So I went ahead and walked around the property. I said, you know what, this is gonna be $350 house. And so I went ahead and I rang the doorbell, and the gentleman came out, and then I said it like this: when you guys give a quote, to somebody, you guys always want to make sure that you make eye contact with your potential client. And you always want to make sure that you display confidence, that you're not like looking down and, you know, like all that type of stuff. You want to make sure that he knows that you're present, and that, you know, you're there and you mean business, and you're capable of delivering the results that he's seeking. So this is how you guys should give your potential clients a quote. This is just my advice. You don't have to, but this is the way I do it. This is how I land jobs, honestly. I look them in the eye and I tell them, like the way I told him. I was like, I always take a deep breath before I give somebody a quote, to be honest with you. Just for I'm not over there like I don't want to be like that. So I take a deep breath. I make sure that, you know, I'm not all like out of breath, and I don't want to be like making it look like I'm not confident for some reason, or I'm desperate, you know, like I need to land this job today, so better give me the job, you know. Nothing like that. You don't want to come off like that. So I take a deep breath, and I was like, hi sir, I went ahead and walked the exterior of your property, and I counted the windows, and I can offer to clean all of your windows inside and outside for $350. I want to let you know that I only brush and vacuum the slider tracks. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. So when can you do it? And I was like, I responded, I could be here on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. And that was it. All right, so anyways, now let's go ahead and reanalyze what I just said. So I gave him a quote. I told him that, you know, it's gonna be $350. And I looked at him. I was looking at him the whole time, but like, when I told him $350, and this is what you guys got to do too. You guys got to be looking at people when you say numbers, when you talk numbers, because if they're like, when you say like, oh, it's gonna be $350, and they're like, oh wow, like, yeah, you know that that's not a house, that's not a client for you. And the reason for that being is because they don't want to pay your price, or they can't afford your price. And then he was like, great, awesome, thanks a lot for coming by so quick. And that's what he said. And I was like, my pleasure. I was like, you have a great day. And that's it. I like to keep it short and sweet, because if you guys sit there and keep rambling on or talking to them about the dog or something like that, you just want to keep it business like. You know, come over there, give them a quote, come back, clean their windows, or give them a quote, do the windows there and that, then and there, and, you know, keep it moving for they can call you back the next time. You know, just because of social media and stuff like that, I get to see like what people would charge, and I'm on the forums and all that good stuff. I get to see like what people would charge for houses, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, you know, when I say $350, you know, some people are going to be looking at me like, dang, this guy's like crazy, like, you know, he's savage, you know. he's like, you know, he's like, he's full of himself, or, you know what I mean? He's greedy, you know what I mean? That's the stuff that comes to my mind, you know what I mean? Because they'd be like, they're not used to giving prices or quotes for $350 for a house that size. That's not too difficult to do. That's you know, they're used to giving quotes for like $200, and I think that's kind of sad. And you know, no disrespect to anybody, but you know, there's like I say, you always gotta work on your marketing and your branding for your company, because you want to be able to be appealing to a potential client. You know, if I would have came over here and said, "Sir, I can clean all your windows for $200," and you know, of course he still would have said yes, but you know what I mean, it kind of like, I'm just gonna go over there and clean. Everything's still gonna happen the same way. I'm still gonna go over there and clean the windows. I'm gonna get paid $150 less, and he's gonna call me next time. But then he's like, "Hey man, the guy I use for the window, he's cheap, man. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Like, my wife got him to scrub the toilets and everything. Like, oh my wow, you know what I mean? Like, hey, and then the neighbors, Jim and Diane, like, look at that. Like, they got Eddie over there too. You know, I'm like, you guys don't want to be out here working for free, you know what I mean? Don't be landing jobs just to land jobs. Like, be profitable, you know, because you guys deserve it. You guys deserve to make money and be compensated for all of your hard work and your skill set. And you know, you're building you know, your business here. So I'm building my clientele with only great clients, and who are willing to pay me for my services. And hopefully this helps somebody. I want to inspire people to start their own business. I'm not here in any way, shape, or form to brag or like, look at me, you know what I mean? I honestly want to help people start their business. If you guys own a window cleaning business, or you guys are interested in starting one, please comment below. I can help you guys with your marketing. I don't charge you guys anything. I'm not here to charge you guys. I just want to help, you know, teenagers and people in general not have to go fill out an application at a job that they don't like, and you know, to be able to start their own business and have a better quality of life. That's important to me.